Hello everyone, T-Man978. Welcome to another chill review. Thank you to Matt, the bot supplier, for lending this to me or let me review it. Regardless to what this box says or doesn't say, this is a Fans Toys product. This is their Outrider, their version of Trailbreaker. You can't see it, but there's a faint outline of Trailbreaker right there. And right there, maybe you can see it. I can't see it right now on camera. But I believe they did this because Takara told me is coming out with their own Trailbreaker, and they don't want to rock the boat. They try to make characters that they aren't making so they won't get legal up against them. This bio is for Tesla. They did everything they could do to make it look as unprofessional and KO as possible. That continues with the instruction manual. It doesn't say Fans Toys anywhere. And even this collector's card right here. And this bio right here is for Rig. So, yeah. If you want the full-on Fans Toys situation where you get like a premium quality, everything's professional product, then yeah, you're not going to get that. Besides the actual toy. The actual figure is just like you would expect from Fans Toys. I mean, it feels like Tesla 2.0 or any of those things was made out of like the same type of plastic. And I have minimal gripes with it. Let's show you the accessories that he can use in this mode right here. You get this gun that must be super cartoon accurate. It looks exactly like the gun that came with Masterpiece Ratchet and Ironhide. See, here's their version of that. And I believe Bumblebee or somebody came with a gun like this as well. So they must have had like one generic gun. You get an optional left hand, which takes a little bit of work to get in there. You can't just pop it off, pop the cannon hand off and just put this one in there. But there. I don't even know if I feel like showing it off, but he has 2 points in each finger. The fingers are less square and more rounded like the cartoon would be. And you have a ball joint in the thumb and a hinge right here. So you should be able to get good poses with that. You just can't splay the fingers out like that. You also get 3 extra optional faces, which I'll show off later. Along with this radar, which I have things to say about for vehicle mode later. Any old who? This guy has a more cartoony aesthetic. They are trying to be in line with Takara told me, since that's what they're doing. So they got to keep up the trends, and it's probably something that they were interested in. But most companies, they try to stray away from, they try to do things to make the figure look as less accurate as possible. These guys just decided to just be as accurate as possible. It's minimal breakup in the sculpt except for where they have to do it for the transformation. He has die cast. Don't ask me to point out everything. I know the feet are die cast, some of the leg, and there's like die cast all over. It's pretty much fully completely painted everywhere. Even this gray on the arm. But aesthetically, if I have any issues, one, and some of this isn't major, but when you look at this really hard, you can see like the gray peeking through where that black paint is. And the knee. Like, where would you say his knees are? I would guess right up in here, but they've been down here. I think his thighs are too long, so it kind of bugs me a little bit, but he still looks good regardless. But I think the cartoon didn't know where the knees were either. So yeah, let me show you this face up close. This is just his regular stoic face. The head, these are adjustable as well. You can kind of bring that forward if you want. This is on a ball joint, so I can point straight up and rotate and whatnot. This can just do that, and this and hinge forward. I believe some of these bars may be die cast, but here's the side of the head. Here's the rear of the head. And I'll show the other faces later. This is how the hood overlays on the chest. That's what that's looking like. Here's a close-up on the back of the arms. And I believe you've seen everything else, so let's get to the articulation. Articulation is pretty much great. He's just weak in 2 places. And there is kind of an issue in 1 place, but let's do this. You get this on a ratchet. The arm can go up. You'll have to look out for this side view mirror right there. I mean, that it's not fragile, but yeah, you have to move around or accommodate for that if you want to have certain poses outward. There is no like real butterfly unless you dislodge the transformation right here. And I do want to get into this, like, if you got to make sure that's fully pegged or it will keep opening. You get a swivel right here. You get more than 90 on the elbow. The wrist does this. It doesn't go in and out, and I'll already show what the fingers do. The waist swivels, and it does have a dedicated ab crunch. But it's the X-Transbot style, or what I've experienced with X-Transbot, where it's just that hinge and is not the tightest. Like once you get from right here, because of the friction, that it's just loose. You'll have to carefully put it where you want it and then don't rock. So yeah, it's there, but yeah. The hips, I like this design. You can kick up more than 90. You can kick back some. There's thigh rotation, but due to the way this is shaped, you don't want to bend more than that. And you want to watch out when you bend this way, because if the leg is back, it might start scraping up on that paint. I showed the knee, but I'll show it again. Ratcheted. The ankle kicks forward some, back some. You get ankle pivot, and this ankle right here, that is very loose. It was stuck a little bit, then I moved it and it was like loose. And I like this addition right here. Normally when you have a figure that has die-cast toes and the toes on the hinge that bends down, they don't have a thing like this that actually locks the foot in place, and I really appreciate that. Other companies need to do that, but yeah. Articulation is good, besides the ankle pivot not being more than this. And I did not show off the head. That was my other piece. The head can look up that much and that much down. It's on a ball joint, but you don't get more than real rotation. I mean, you can dislodge it, but it will look awkward because it's on a hinge like Masterpiece Hound. And there are 2 pegs that keep the neck held down right there and one in the front. If you don't get the ones in the back down first, his head will want to keep popping up, and that is frustrating. This cannon right here, it can be out like that, or you can squeeze it down like this if you like. If you want to replace the hand, you gotta unscrew that screw and then put this hand in there, and he'll have 2 hands. But you know what? I haven't done, because I haven't cared, because he has that gun hand. I haven't put this into his hand that actually is already attached. But yeah, that's what he looks like holding a gun while he's using a gun hand. I think he probably held a gun in a couple of episodes. But yeah, I honestly don't feel like replacing that hand, so I'm not doing it. If you want to see the hand replaced like live, Pig for Life, he did it live. He does all the things live, so go to his video. Even transforms it front to back. I probably will do a transformation only video. Look in my description and look at the links at the end of this video to see if I actually did that. It may not be today or whatever day this is first released, but this video is first released, but maybe a little bit later. Here's a height comparison against these guys. That's Transformed Elements Mirage. I forget the real name for it. Everybody else is official Takatomi. This is Bad Cube's version of Trailbreaker. I don't remember the name. And X-Transbot's version of Hoist. I don't remember his name either. I don't care. But this is kind of what the original toys look like as far as the legs, and they just stylized it for the cartoon. But yeah, I have a full review for this guy. I'm not sure if I ever reviewed him. I feel like I didn't. This guy was good. I can't remember what I actually said in my review. And he was cool, and I was going to be happy with just him, but I ordered the Takatomi version. Since they announced it before this came out, I kind of know. I might be wrong, but I feel like the Takatomi version will be a little bit more fun as far as posability. This guy, sheesh, he is deteriorating on me. Like, I went to move the leg, and I was like, wow, this is loose. And then this whole thing fell off. And I could see it's cracked, so. Oh boy, goodbye resale value. Now, I showed that Outrider comes with 3 extra faces. Don't get too excited. 2 of the faces are actually redundant. But lift that up, and you can actually lift this up. And the face is pegged by 1 peg right there. Let's get you the reverse face. Here's the redundancy. We get this extra face right here. When you lift this up, this will actually lift up, so you're going to have to push that down. But here's this face where he's yelling or screaming. It can work for both, honestly. But here is the thing. He has a long chin with these 2 faces. Now with the redundant face, I love when that happens. With the redundant face, it's the same expression, but his chin is shorter. Well, yeah, I don't know. I guess he was drawn different depending on the episode or depending on the season. Here it is actually on the body. Let me push that down. Yeah. So, yeah, I am partial to the long chin, but some people might not like the long chin. Here's the short chin for the regular face. And just side note for the people that actually care and actually listen to my whole video. I just realized I wasn't filming in 60 FPS, and I'm upset about that. I'm going to let the rest of the video not be in 60 FPS for consistency. But if I do the transformation video, it will be 60 FPS. Alright, so if we want to recap before we move on to transformation, robot good. Barely anything I complained about. Go back and listen to what I complained about, or just keep in the memory of what I complained about. Transformation, I'm going to start with the legs. They are basically the easiest part. Not saying the rest of it is hard, but yeah. Bring these down. And we can go ahead and bring this down and bring that down. Alright, now this is kind of difficult for me because I cut my fingernails off. But basically, the leg untabs right there. And this can come up like this. Now we need to grab this wheel, and this will be difficult going back. There's a little nub that locks this into place. Pushing it back this way, be careful. I would say try to grab it and push it this direction while you're going up, but I just feel like I'm gonna break it every single time. And he'll flip this in and flip what you actually have to bend this forward a bit. Then you can flip this down all the way. Flip that in there. Before you do anything else, rock this part of his leg back and shut this again and peg that into place right there. Now the foot should be right there, and you're good to go right here. Now right here, there is a little thing you can grab to open that up, which is cool. Do that, and then we can lift this up. and bring that back down like that. And I almost feel like you didn't do anything for the legs, but there you are. But once again, grab like here and pull back. I guess that's the easiest way to do that. Grab there and pull that back. Rotate this wheel out, bring that shut, bend this forward a bit, and then we can move that and shut this. It doesn't close all the way right here, as you can see, but shut that and rock the shin back right there and close this, and you're good to go. Now at this point open this up, lift this up, and shut that. The instructions tell you to close that, but I wouldn't close that together. There's a little tab right here. I wouldn't do that yet. Now up in the arms, you can open this up, shut this, and rotate that in. Shut that. Open this up, rotate. Make sure the hand is balled in the fist with the thumb down like that. Rotate this and bring this in like this and do that. Alright. Now we can lift the head up off of there. And so you can see the body is like locked in. It's kind of difficult to get out, to be honest. I can't even tell you an easy way to do it. I pulled back right here, which dislodged things, so maybe that's the easy way. Bring this down right here to get that out of the way. Start moving this up out. And here is another difficult thing, and the instructions don't really help you. I'm gonna rotate this gun, but it seems like there's no real way to get this head out of here without bumping into anything. I'm gonna lift that up on the back of his head, kind of rotate it, but I haven't been able to come up with a way to get that through there without kind of rubbing up against that. Anywho, getting that done, pulling this up right here. With that like that, we can rotate the head the way it should have been. Kind of bring this like this. There's this panel right here. Bring that around and bring the head into place right there while straightening this back up. But the back of the head needs to remain open like I had it. Now we need to get this stuff up out of here. Bring it up like that, basically. It was then down like this. Now we're bringing it up. And now we're rotating this forward. Bring this one up and rotate that forward. These guns, you can pull that like that, put it down in there. This, I believe we rotate it. Which way did we rotate it? Like this, so that I can get in there. And we can go ahead and shut that. And at this point, we should be able to close this in there to keep this kind of together. This is more like a shell. It reminds me of like the Studio Series figures, movie figures, where it's just a bunch of thinner plastic pieces and they don't want to stay the way they should stay. But worry about that later. Now this piece. If you want to use the radar dish, you need to leave it like this. But if you want to transform it, it is tight than a mother. But you can flip it and it will look like this. I'm going to show you that it looks like that, and then I'm taking this back so I can actually show the one thing he can do. And vehicle mode, so I'm leaving that like that. Now here, I'm going to pull that out of place, kind of rotate this out. And now we're going to rotate this up and bend this. This was extremely tight the first time. Rotating that like that. Open that up, get that out of here, lift this up, and unfold this. These wheels right here can rotate like that. The elbow actually needs to be out that way. This will be the side of his arm. The elbows need to be out that way. But now we can start swinging this out while rotating this in. There is a hinge right here. But basically, rotating stuff till it gets out like that. And now this part needs to rotate and get into a groove in the transparent plastic area. But do that, and let's try that on the other arm. Get it like this, get it around this stuff, but basically rotate it inward to fill in that spot, and rotate this until it can get into that groove I was mentioning. Just have the arms together. Make sure that this stays the way you had it. After you do all that, just bring this back down. Make sure that this clears that, which it didn't do over here. Clear that. Keep that straight. Try to keep these as straight as possible. This arm isn't on the same level and it's driving me nuts. But just make sure everything is like this. Now, here's why I'm going to talk about why we didn't tab the legs together. This needs to go into there. It's going to be hard to see. These pegs right here need to go into the back of here. Keep them in place. And then there are some other tabs, like there's holes right here and some tabs up there that will grab. But bring this up here. These clips right there need to go behind that. That's probably the toughest part. So that's why I didn't peg the legs together. But if once you get it to this point, it seems easier if you don't have the legs tabbed together. So, if you might have to even twist one of the frickin' legs, or twist it at the hip to go behind that. But now we got it behind it. Now we can tab the legs together. And if it didn't come out of whack on the other side, you should be good to go. Meanwhile, these two side fenders went into this groove right here. So everything's in there. Now you can start squeezing it. And we can go ahead. You can see right now that nothing can fit inside of there. His arms and legs are blocking it. He's just a robot in disguise. We can shut this. Shut this. Lift the side views up, and now he is an SUV. He has nice rubber tires, turned into a brick. Like, it is very, very heavy. Like, in my reviews for Ironhide and Ratchet, I mentioned how heavy they feel. This feels way more heavy because it actually has die-cast in it. In fact, I don't know, maybe this whole chest is die-cast. I know the bag cube version is. Let's let you see these details up close. It is dark, so you can't necessarily see what's in there. Here is the front of the grill. It's just missing Autobot logos. Yeah. Here's this. And if you want to use this radar dish, plugs in at 2 points. This is actually a pliable plastic painted, and it does rotate and hinge. It's not the best connection. I mean, the connection is good, but this joint is tight. So when stuff is tight and you have a not too strong connection, you're going to have to worry about things falling off. That's just always the case. Not that I know of. I don't think there is weapon storage. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can shove this up in there if you wanted to, but who cares? All right, vehicle mode comparisons. Here is my KO red alert right there. And here is X-Transbot Fans Toys version of Braun. That's his name. And here is Bad Cube's Huff, or their second version. Oh, actually, it's their first version because they were Cube X. But yeah, good size. I have Ratchet somewhere already transformed. Ugh, boy, oh boy, oh boy. I don't know where it is. I am terrible, and this is why I don't like doing comparisons. Because I do not put things back the way they should be. But anyhow, this vehicle mode is awesome. It's awesome. They added the door opening feature, even though it's not necessary. And I'm going to be honest, though, opening the doors, though, that is very tough. It is tough to get it started on that. When I watched the Fans Toys official transformation for this, they actually used this as leverage to open that, and I wouldn't do that, but I guess they're confident. Does this open? No, it can't open. There's no seam for that to open. But if I didn't show this, I think I showed it briefly. It's nice. Transformation is not terribly difficult. It's straightforward. You can almost figure it out by yourself without the instructions, which is great for Fans Toys. But going back though, like I said, getting this tire out of there, difficult. I didn't show this. This unpegs for some reason. It might be in the instructions. I don't know why that does it. I think I showed everything. He's great. He's good. I like him. I don't know what else to say. It's good. This feature right here, you cannot do it unless you want to untransform everything, getting the arms out of the way and then flipping that, which makes it useless to me. So you either got to keep this up like that if you want the radar, or don't flip it at all because you know you don't care about the radar and the radar is going to stay in the box. But yeah, thank you, Matt, the bot supplier. He got this from the toy guy, but I'm going to suggest Toy Dojo because they actually give me a discount for saying Toy Dojo. So go there. I'll put a link in the description. Thank you for watching this. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here. Figure action. That one's me. Join the Syndicate Toy Hunters Facebook group. Link in the description. Click the videos. Click the videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos.